Did you know that humans have been getting smarter for decades, and then suddenly stopped? And in some places, we might actually be getting less intelligent. Let me explain. For most of the 20th century, average IQ scores rose steadily across the world, about 3 points every decade. This was called the Flynn effect. It's one of the most fascinating mysteries in psychology. Why were people getting better at abstract reasoning, problem solving, and complex thinking? But in the last 20 years, researchers have noticed something strange. In several countries, this trend has slowed down, stopped, and in some cases even reversed. This new shift is called the reverse Flynn effect. The Flynn effect was discovered by researcher James Flynn, who noticed something odd. IQ test makers had to constantly re-norm the tests, so the average score stayed at 100.
Why? Because people kept performing better every decade. Importantly, we didn't suddenly become geniuses. This wasn't about memorizing facts. The biggest gains were in fluid intelligence, pattern recognition, abstract thinking, working with concepts rather than concrete facts. Modern life full of symbols, screens, systems, and complexity may have trained our brains differently. Researchers still debate the causes, but here are the most supported explanations for the Flynn effect.
1. Better nutrition. Brains need fuel. Healthier childhoods result in better cognitive development. 2. More education. Longer schooling and more emphasis on reasoning. 3. More complex environments. Technology, urban living, and modern jobs demand abstract thinking. 4. Smaller families. More attention and resources for each child. 5. Test familiarity. People today interact with patterns, puzzles, screens, and symbols daily. The effect was so strong that average IQ in 2020 would have been considered gifted in 1920. Here's where things get surprising. Since the early 2000s, several countries like Norway, Denmark, Finland, the UK, and Australia have shown declining IQ scores across new generations. This decline isn't huge, but it's consistent enough that researchers call it the reverse Flynn effect. And importantly, it's not about immigration, race, or genetics. Large studies adjusted for those factors. The shifts seem environmental, just like the original Flynn effect. There's no single villain behind the reverse Flynn effect, but here are the top theories researchers are studying. 1. Changes in education. Less emphasis on deep reasoning and more on test prep or rote learning. 2. Digital overload. Constant interruptions may weaken sustained attention and working memory. 3. Lifestyle changes. More sedentary behavior, less reading, poorer sleep. 4. Reduced cognitive demands. Automation removes many reasoning tasks humans used to practice. 5. Environmental factors. Pollution, microplastics, and endocrine disruptors affecting development. We don't have complete answers yet, but the trend is meaningful. Here's the twist. Declining IQ scores don't mean humans are becoming less capable. Instead, it might mean our skills are shifting. Traditional IQ tests measure certain types of reasoning that were heavily practiced throughout the 20th century. But modern life rewards different skills: multitasking, rapid information sorting, visual processing, and digital literacy. So the reverse Flynn effect may signal a change in what society trains our minds to do, not a collapse in intelligence. The Flynn effect showed how dramatically society shapes our minds, and the reverse effect shows that the environment continues to shift. This raises big questions. How should we design education for a digital world? Are we training the right cognitive skills for the future? Should IQ tests evolve to measure 21st century intelligence? If intelligence is partly shaped by our surroundings, then we can influence the direction it goes. So, are we getting smarter or not? The truth is, intelligence isn't a fixed number. It's a moving relationship between our brains and the world we live in. The Flynn effect proved we can grow. The reverse Flynn effect reminds us we have to adapt.